Welcome to the beginner's guide for Minecraft Legends PvP. I am going to be teaching you the basics on what you should be doing as soon as you get into a game. Of course, you understand the basics of gathering wood, but also gathering stone. So straight off the rip, that is definitely going to be the recommendation. You are going to be playing with other people, but if you want to protect your base at the start, definitely get these towers built as soon as possible. These are just the arrow towers. I recommend getting 4 and just sticking them in each corner of your world. And the reason why is because straight away, you're going to have piglins starting to attack you. I recommend killing these as well. As soon as you start seeing these, start killing them. The sooner you kill them, you'll start gaining lapis, and you'll learn very quickly how important lapis is in this game. It is important to also keep an eye on your time. With your map, you can see above me, we have time. It is currently midday. When it does get to nighttime, more hordes of piglins will begin to attack you. So like regular Minecraft, spend your time going exploring during the day. And when it does become nighttime, my best recommendation is to spend a little bit of time just improving your base. Feel free to start just closing things up very, very quickly and just feeling a little bit more secure. I usually add 4 gates like in each direction. Personally, I like to get a lapis flag because this is going to give you more lapis over a period of time, which again, as time goes by, you're going to want to summon more mobs. However, you'll notice we can't do this yet because we need prismarine shards. Now, of course, your mobs are super important. And yes, I do recommend building these as soon as possible to protect your spawn. But I do have another strategy, and this is where we are going to have to visit one of the piglin bases. To protect your mobs a little bit more, I also recommend getting down some towers before you go ahead and spawn some mobs. Personally, I recommend using this one, which is the golems, because a group of golems can bring down enemy territories so fast. Now, I'm going to have the ability to summon 40 of these straight away, and this is super important because this is where you are going to get your prismarine shards. They can only be obtained by destroying these piglin bases. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start getting this done right now. So we're gonna instantly start to bring down this with the charge ability, so you can group all of these and attack these all at once. We're just gonna get as many of these as possible, and we're just going to bring down as many structures as we can. So you can see one's already been destroyed. This is my recommendation early on. And if you wanted to go for a rush destroy on enemy bases, then this is something else that I do recommend doing. Set up a little bit of a base very close to their base, and you'll be surprised at how fast these golems can bring it down. And it wouldn't surprise me if the developers were planning on already nerfing this because of how OP this can really be. So we're just going to keep bringing down these towers because these things are causing a little bit more of a problem than anything else. So they're attacking over there. Of course, you can get involved in attacking as well. That's super important to help protect since you are a lot stronger than them. But you'll see on the bottom left, we now have 105 prismarine shards. Just be careful that you don't get yourself killed. Now, again, these are dying quite quickly. It's not a problem. This is why I recommend getting tons of stone and getting as much lapis as possible by killing the piglins early on. You can see we're just getting these guys going. And again, these structures do come back very quickly. It's just going to give you the option to get more prismarine. So we'll just keep doing this. These guys as an army are insane. So I'm about to hit the max amount of prismarine shards that I can have. So this is a really, really good start. And this is why it's super important when you are playing PvP to work with your friends. Again, these structures are being rebuilt. There's nothing we can do about that. But I'm at 210. 250 is the highest. Again, this is why some people should be PvPing. Some people should be base building. Some people should be gathering resources. And again, teammates are going to be super important. And I'm just showing you what you can do. And if you're playing with friends in a party chat or a Discord chat, you can guide them, or maybe they can guide you. Make sure you get the lapis flag built as soon as possible. Just make sure you've got constant lapis coming in, because as the game does develop, you are going to be spending this very, very quickly. The next structure I recommend getting built is this. This is a carpentry hut. If you can place it as close to your fountain as possible, great. Because what this is going to do is it's going to heal your structures. So as your walls, as your defenses, as your fountain starts to take damage, this hut has the ability to repair it. At this point, it's probably about time you got yourself an improvement hub. This is going to unlock your ores, things like iron, coal, diamond, redstone, etc. And this is where you want to use your map to find the exact biome where certain things can spawn. So for example, a tundra is where you're going to find diamonds, a jagged peaks as well. My recommendation between these two is I would probably go to a tundra. It's a lot more flat and you do find resources a lot easier there. With the jagged peaks, you got to go up and down, which can be a little bit challenging. So again, do some adventuring and focus on getting as many ores as you can. Always remember that you do have a journal. This journal will teach you everything about each and every single item. So for example, if we start gathering iron, we're going to have the ability to get grindstone golems and mossy golems. We go across. If we do get ourselves coal, we can get ourselves creepers. Creepers are really good for bringing down walls and also bringing down arrow towers really, really fast. But they do need a little bit of protection. And this is why I recommend having the golems that I've already showed you and things like creepers. Just a little bit of advice. You might think 1200 wood and 1200 stone is a lot. It's not. You will spend that very quickly. So make sure you stay on top of your resources. Make sure you're gathering the wood. Make sure you're gathering the stone. Next on my list, we are going to be collecting some coal. I think creepers are important. So right next to this, which is going to be your improvement hub, just place down the one that you think is more important to you. I like to have creepers. I just think they're great for bringing down structures. And I also like to have this as well, which is diamond, because if we check out the journal here, it explains that we have the ability to get skeletons. They are long range. You will notice very quickly that you don't have enough allays. Make one of these as soon as you can. The abundant allays is going to give you one extra builder allay and one extra gatherer. It's right here. So for this, you are going to need quite a few resources for this, which is usually stone and prismarine. Yes, and you do need to have one allay free. We're going to get this built because then we can start collecting even more resources. I can now collect coal. I can now collect diamonds. I'm just going to keep gathering a few more of these. I know for a fact we're going to need these. And with us getting more allays, more of these main resources are going to be coming in straight away. So I'm going to get myself some iron. On my way, I have managed to find myself a beetle mount. These are so much better than a regular horse because of how they can climb and how they can glide. Also, remember on your travels that you will find chests, and these will give you extra resources as well. So grab them as soon as you can. But yeah, get a beetle because they can scale over walls and buildings, unlike a horse. The next important thing to remember is that you can't put all the buildable items on your hotbar. So inside of your journal, you're able to switch certain things. At this point, we want to build a masonry because what this is going to do is this is going to build the walls that we've already built and change them into stone. Again, I recommend putting this on the inside because if enemies attack it, it's going to prevent the ability of your walls turning into stone. And this does happen quite quickly. Obviously, you're going to need multiple ones of these as your base gets bigger. And that's what I would say at this point. It's now time to start making our base a little bit bigger. So I'm going to use a couple of scatter towers here. Like I said to you guys, the beetle can scale things so easy. Whether you're getting it into the enemy base or whether you're protecting yourself, this is a really, really good thing to have. And you can already see that our walls are now changing from wood to stone. In between gathering all your resources and whatever you are doing, just make sure you guys are still gathering as much prismarine as you can. These are the cheaper option because they just cost stone. I've been growing my army a little bit more, but you can see here these guys are absolutely destroying these. I've got a constant source of prismarine coming in every single time, so that's gonna be another thing destroyed there. So yeah, making sure my prismarine is full because that's one of the most important resources in the PvP side of this game. I will make a separate video when we focus on attacking in PvP, but just to give you guys a little bit of a tip here, get these guys down straight away, which are the dudes which we've already been using, and also get yourself some creepers as well. Now, what we will do is we'll summon a bunch of these guys and send them in first, because the towers will focus on these first. Then you want to send in your creepers. So what we'll do is we'll start doing some damage to these towers here. Just gonna grab a bunch of them, and then obviously we can grab ourselves a bunch of creepers, and these guys are quite expensive. So what we'll do is we'll send them towards the door and grab a few more of these here. This is why lapis is super important. when it comes to attacking and stuff like that. So we'll send these guys in once again. Those creepers, again, they didn't get the chance to do much damage there. Same strategy works from what I was showing you guys when attacking the piglins. If you want to use brute force and literally just start bringing these guys down super fast, send in tons of these guys. Like, I've managed to place this just outside the enemy base here. And again, a top tip, the reason why I was placing these down is because the wandering piglins, they will start to attack these spawners just because they hate you. So make sure you're protecting them as much as possible as well. So we're just going to summon a ton of these. And we're just going to bombard our way through and see how fast we can destroy their fountain. Look at my golems go. They've nearly beaten their way through to the central hub of this base, which is super important because we're going to destroy it. So let's get another huge wave of this. I'll also get some creepers this time too. All right, let's see if we can destroy their fountain then, shall we? These guys are going to still keep fighting their way through. You can't gather all of your troops at once. It'd be cool if you could, but it'd be a little bit too OP. So you can only grab them in groups here. Send these guys through. You guys are destroying the wrong gates there. There you go. Make your way through. There you go. All right, so we should be able to bring down their base in no time at all. This is my brute strength method. You can do this right off the rip if you really wanted to, especially while everyone's still quite new to the game. But yeah, obviously if you've got 3 or 4 players that you're playing against, it is going to be a lot harder to do, but you get the idea. My personal opinion is to work on defense before you work on attack. But I really do hope today's video has helped you. If it has, could you drop a like? And I'll see you on the channel for some more Minecraft Legends.